when you know who you are, you understand that everybody's journey is different. I feel like take a step back to and unfollow them. It's as simple as that. Like, there is no contract, there is no strings attached. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to stop comparison. I feel like this year I'm being intentional about stopping comparison, and I'm obviously not making this video because I have learned the ways and the mysteries behind stopping comparison. I'm making this video because it's something that I would like for it to be part of my journey, especially in 2023. It's something that I would love to stop in 2023, comparison. So I just felt like I would share what I'm currently doing that works for me, and I feel like will work for you guys, because I feel like some people also struggle with comparison. Comparison is something that is somehow inevitable in our day-to-day lives. So these are my tips. Firstly, before we start off, if you're interested in a topic like this, please do well to subscribe to the channel and keep on watching. So growing up in a typical African home, I feel like we are constantly compared with our friends, with our cousins, with whoever, especially when it comes to things like school and career and whatever it is. And I feel like when other people do that to us, when other people compare us with other people, we are not happy. So sometimes when I see us do it to ourselves, it amazes me, because I'm like, we do something to ourselves that we don't like other people doing to us. So this video is about how to stop comparing yourself with other people. So the first thing I would say about stopping comparison is that you have to know who you are. Very straight and simple. Knowing who you are means knowing what your values are, where your identity comes from, what kinds of things you like, what kind of things you don't like. When you know who you are, you understand that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's race is different. Everybody's path, everybody's career, everybody's choice is different. So you don't have to like find yourself competing or settling for less when you are comparing yourself with other people, because you know that my life is different from other people's lives. So I am satisfied and I am happy with where I am. And knowing your identity is not just about knowing your identity, it's about knowing where your identity comes from. I feel like a huge factor that causes comparison is that we attach our identity to external things. We attach our identity to material things, things like money, house, car, fine, whatever it is. I feel like having those things is such a beautiful and amazing thing, but when you attach your identity to those things, I feel like that is where the comparison comes from. That is where the problem is. Because when you know that your value is in God, your identity is in God, I mean, God cannot be compared to anything. So therefore, we cannot be compared to anything. So we have to know who we are, and let's not attach our value to material things, because you would always want more. You would always see yourself striving for more, because there's just this emptiness when you have material things. Material things will never fulfill you. Only God and Christ will fulfill you. So I'll definitely say know who you are is a huge way in stopping comparison. So another way I would say to stop comparison is for you to be content with what you have. Be content with where you are. You have to be satisfied with where you currently are. I'm not saying that you should just be stagnant. I just feel like you should be content with where you are, because being content with where you are would open more doors for you in the future. Know that you are not where you want to be, but you are definitely not where you used to be. So when you are content, you would find yourself striving for more, striving to become better, and not competing with other people and constantly comparing yourself with other people. So being content is a huge way for you to kill comparison. So another tip I would say in killing comparison is for you to be grateful. Similar to being content with where you are, being grateful means that you are happy with where you are. Basically, it's the same thing as contentment. Know that gratitude is the key to your next thank you. So when you are grateful for the little things, it gives you more opportunities to handle bigger and better things. So being grateful for how far you've come, being grateful for what you've done, being grateful for the little things, for the little beginnings, is a huge way for you to stop comparing yourself with other people. So another thing I would say in stopping comparison is that you have to take time off social media. Guys, I can literally not stress this enough. Unlike then, when we have to like have a certain level of exposure, maybe to TVs, to magazines or whatever, but now we just open our phone and everything is literally in our faces. And then we see people on Instagram or any app, and we constantly compare ourselves. We compare that their highlights to our behind the scenes, which is not very good at all. I feel like we compare their day 100 to our day 1. We are starting from the beginning, and starting from the beginning is totally fine. I feel like we live in a generation where people don't want to be seen starting from the bottom. People don't want to be seen starting from scratch, and I feel like starting from scratch, you have to get somewhere, so you have to start eventually. That's why people are too scared and they never start at all, because because of the fear of what other people would say or what other people would think of them. So I feel like taking some time away from social media would definitely help in stopping comparison. Just take a step back, think about your life, think about what you want to do for your life, think about what it is that you want for yourself, rather than just keep on scrolling through social media and you find yourself comparing yourself with other people. And also another thing about it is that if you find yourself comparing yourself with certain people, I feel like take a step back to and unfollow them. It's as simple as that. Like, there is no contract, there is no strings attached. Just unfollow them if you feel like that will bring you peace, if you feel like that would allow you to reduce your comparison. Unfollow them for a while, take a step back, ask yourself, why are you comparing yourself? Why are you comparing their highlights to your behind the scene? Why are you comparing what they have to what you have? Like, obviously nobody is going to show you their bad sides or their bad days on social media. Everybody is posting their highlights. Social media is kind of like fake life in a sense. So I feel like you should definitely not compare yourself, especially with things you see on social media. Half of the things you see on social media are not real. So stop comparing yourself with these influencers and with these people that are showing you their highlights while you are in your behind the scenes and you are constantly comparing yourself. So another thing you should do in order for you to stop comparing is for you to not postpone your joy. Guys, I feel like this is a thing of the past, so I can say this. I used to be that person that I'm always postponing my joy for something. I'm always like, when I get the money, I'll be happy. When I get the phone, when I get the admission, when I get whatever it is that I'm striving for at that moment, I'll be happy. And then when I finally get it, I find that I'm either wanting more, or I'm not feeling fulfilled, or I'm not feeling happy. Oftentimes we postpone our joy because we feel like when we finally get what it is that we are aiming for, when we finally get what it is that we want to achieve, that is when we'll be happy. And that's just not true. Joy is something that comes from within. Joy is something that comes from God. Joy is something that comes from the inside. Joy does not come from material things. Joy does not come from the money, the cars, the houses. Those things are beautiful, and obviously we all want that. But I feel like when you postpone your joy because you feel like when you finally achieve those things, you would be happy or you would be joyful, it's a lie. Because when you finally get those things, you'll find out that there is something missing. I'm always saying, do not attach your value, do not attach your worth to material things, because your value, your identity, your worth needs to come from something that cannot be taken away from you. The cars can be taken away from you, the money can be taken away from you, but if there is something that cannot be taken away from you, and that is the love of God. It's as simple as that. I don't want to come on here and preach, but it's the truth. Like, it's our reality. These things can be taken away from us, but the love of God can never be taken away from us. And that is where you get your value. You find out that when you get your value from something that cannot be taken away from you, there is no fear attached, there is no doubt, there is no insecurity attached to it, because you know that your worth comes from something that is unshakable and unmovable, and that is the love of God. It's as simple as that. So do not postpone your joy because you feel like when you finally accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, you will be happy. When you learn to be joyful, when you learn to be happy in your current state, even though you want more, I feel like that is where true satisfaction comes from. That is where the true benefit comes from. And that is where you find yourself that you are no longer comparing yourself, because you are joyful. Like, there is nothing that can be taken away from you, because you know that your path, your journey is different from everybody's path and everybody's journey. So these are the tips that I am currently applying to my life. As I said earlier, it's not that I've stopped comparing, or it's not like I have the tips and tricks in order for us to stop comparing. It's something that I am constantly trying to work on this year, and as I said, I feel like other people are still struggling with this. So these are my tips on stopping comparison. If you guys have more tips for me, just drop it in the comment section. I'll be watching out in comment section. Please do well to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. You don't know who might need this video. Turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.